so much follow-up stun. If Centaur stuns somebody and then Lina comes in and then there's a Chronosphere, there's so many different ways to actually control this Weaver and this Terrorblade. I think for TNC, though, in order for them to actually have like a good time, it's really going to be, I mean, Gabby, he's probably going to get farm on this Terrorblade, but I think a lot of pressure is going to be on Cuckoo for him to actually get this Aghanims at a good timing so he can save at least his Terrorblade.
Let's see, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ourselves into Game 1 of ASTER versus TNC. Let's see what we have going on between these two teams and who is able to get themselves on top in this first game. The drafts from both sides, no doubt about it. It's going to be exciting. We're going to get Chronos out from ASTER. We're going to get RPs out from TNC. And very interested to see, as I say, how well Armel can do on the mid Magnus. Not a position that we see that hero on much at all. It has sort of made a bit of a comeback in you know, normally the off-lane role, and sometimes as we've seen in support, but in terms of mid, it's a little old school. But we'll see how well Armel can do. He's going to have to lane up against Alina. He should have a like not a great time, but he's going to get last hits. The Lena's going to Lena's going to do a bit better, but yeah, he shouldn't die. Lina can threaten kills if there's a rotation, but I don't think I think we're going to see lots of dual lanes stick it out. It's a little easier for the Lina as well to mess with the denies, having that stun as the Magnus.
Yeah.
Yeah, only relying really on sort of the shockwave burst to secure those harder CS.
So it looks like they're going to be starting the Terrorblade down bottom. They might be starting with 3 heroes and just sending Cuckoo up top to scout things out. So Dying Ogre, they're walking in. Sylar, he's spooked. He's like, I don't want to go anywhere near either of those heroes. So it looks like 2 for 2 rune exchange. Top, they have blocked the pull camp with the Phoenix, making sure they can't reset that lane, and we'll see the actual lanes start to play out. So yeah, Ogre, TB bottom. This is a combination of how much? 11 plus. They have 19 armor between these two heroes. And it's a level 1 Bloodlust. So they're just really trying to secure Gabby to have the best time possible, even avoiding the matchup versus the Centaur Phoenix. Because, you know, the problem with laning versus Centaur Phoenix is Terrorblade is you can get last hits as meta, but when you don't have meta, it is definitely extremely problematic. You'll just get hit by spirits. If you walk up, you get stunned. So Bloodlusted, Terrorblade bottom immediately at the start. Popping meta, he's going to force this Void away. And then afterwards, they can actually play this lane. But the first iteration of meta, they will be pushed off the wave quite heavily. So top's probably going to be the battle lane. That's going to be the fun one. Bottom, I feel like is going to be a bit boring.
Boogie. Get those strength stacks up onto XXS. And punching the center out of the lane. Bottom lane, the meta does finish.
These lane setups for TNC are really nice. It's like Undying versus double strength up top. If he ever gets double decays off, it's going to be very problematic. XXS is getting crushed down low because of these decays. He's level 2 on Ninja Boogie 2. The Soul Rip, the Deeps, the Fire Spirit. It's enough.
It is. The attack speed slow, keeping Cuckoo off having that final touch onto the Centaur. So nobody will fall today on that top lane. The mid lane matchup, as we can see, 3 for 2, 8 for 2. He's crushing it.
He's owning.
So it certainly is. He's getting those CS very, very nicely at the moment, Armel.
All 3 lanes looking sharp. The way they got their lane setups, just having that quick dodge out happen. I didn't think mid would be this elite for now. I didn't think it would be that one-sided, but Armel definitely having a better start.
Oh, as I say, it'll be interesting to see. As personally, I've not got the chance to see Lover play mid, so he's going to be under our watchful eye this game.
He looked good in the game that I got to watch. We see mid lane and Ninja Boogie's going to suicide on the Undying to the tower. Get his mana back so he can continue putting pressure up top. And Gabby's getting full free farm bottom. Sylar is also getting good farm.
Yeah, he's able to have a look in. I mean, these two heroes don't really threaten him too much at this stage when the meta's down. And he can trade hits pretty nicely back once he's got the point in the bash and such. TB. Mid lane Armel starting to get harassed back a little bit now.
Starting even
Lover's got the level 4 online. 2 points in Dragon Slayer. It's going to be a little more painful for the Magnus to get up and close to the wave against his bottom. When opening onto Fenrir. Not quite enough control. Sylar now able to see us underneath the tower. It's Gabby trying to do his best to take that away from him, but won't be the case.
Starting to get their levels decently up top. The higher level the Centaur gets, the much better time he has versus the Weaver. But these little tricks that you can do with the Undying, like these suicide plays, just make such a big difference in the laning phase, just so you can keep that pressure and your presence up.
Cuckoo. Just be careful every time that XXS comes in for a quick punch. It doesn't have the point in the double edge quite yet, but once he does, there's definite kill threat here from Aster. If they get a stun onto Cuckoo, so he'll have to be careful with his positioning.
Ninja Boogie's got to be a little careful too. He's got Sword, he's got a lot of health right now, but the levels are coming out. Cuckoo has to be pretty careful.
I was going to say, it looked like he was going to try and get greedy there and go in for a Shikuchi touch, but indeed Ninja Boogie's going to be the new target. He has got the Soul Repeal, turns around with a Mango and another Decay to build the strength up, and Cuckoo, he's chasing. He's looking for Baboka. Baboka will keep his salve ticking up there, doesn't get it cancelled. So a good amount of heal here for Baboka. Cuckoo's still going to try and fight another Decay coming out from Ninja Boogie. Kustomp does catch him. Baboka's still incredibly low as Cuckoo will chase down. Stick charges, will they be enough to save him? We'll get a Fire Spirit out Baboka, but the Decay from Ninja Boogie secures first blood. As XSS tries to come back in, the Kustomp not quite back online, so Cuckoo will be allowed to retreat.
They had to expend a hell of a lot up there. What, that was 2 mangoes, a salve. They have no regen whatsoever left on Weaver and Undying. Cuckoo could just die if he doesn't play this careful up top. And now it's a Phoenix with full mana, full health, and Centaur was already having a good time. So, I mean, they get the kill finally, but it cost them a hell of a lot. Bottom, the bashes, Tims.
See if we can get another one out of here. He's got the stick charges though, Tims. Has enough mana to pray out a Fire Blast if Sylar did continue to chase, but Sylar will return to CS. Top, Baboka. Still looking, they have stuck around, as you say, very low. The two of them, Ninja Boogie will be able to take the bounty rune. As TNC grab themselves 3 of them, Baboka does make Ninja Boogie pay with his life. He may even get Cuckoo here as well. The dive actually doesn't go over him, so he didn't get that extra bit of damage that he needed to get that kill, as Cuckoo will survive.
Don't think he had him anyway.
It would have been very close.
Yeah, it's really low damage, level 1. Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe the slow would have let him get the extra hit before he gets to the shrine there. So I think Aster's okay with all that's happening there. Even though they didn't get those bounty runes, they've got a Centaur who's having a lane. Yep. He's level 4. The most important thing as Centaur is you don't get just smashed and pushed out of your lane. He's not getting smashed and pushed out. He pretty much has the Tranquil Boots finished. So it's a less than 1k gold advantage for TNC though.
That's Baboka.
He's eating all that harassment. Has to watch out for that little surprise soul rip that can come out. Has some wand charges though. Actually finishes the whole wand. I guess because he's Verso Weaver. Yeah,
so he's going to get the charges up really quickly in that lane.
Look at this rotation. Lina actually making the quick move down bottom. They want to kill the Terrorblade early, and Gabby might get caught out by this.
Get that 6 online, get yourself in. You're going to have more than enough burst to kill him if he's not aware of you heading over.
They have to know something's up there. Like, where the hell's the mid?
Oh, they're going to have the sleep set up. Gabby, he's absolutely gone. Yeah. No chance there for the Terrorblade as a successful rotation comes out from Lover. Immediately back to the mid lane as well. Arma did get a little lead in CS, but not by much. Maybe they can get the return kill, though. They've got the setup. TPs are coming through. And Armel, he's actually low on mana there, so we'll have to back away. Light Strike doesn't connect. They'll look to see if they can find at least one of the 2 of them on the retreat. Tims trying his best to hide. Central will drop down just in case Tims did go for the warding mission, but he did not. He's still out of enemy vision. Will be able to get himself into the trees, and a good escape from Tims. They don't kill the Lina, but they don't lose anyone for trying. As the game still stands 3 for 1 for Aster at this moment in time. 7 minutes in. Very close, though, on the farm and the net worth. Not much at all between these 2 teams.
Very similar kind of coming out on both sides. I mean, it's a fairly even kind of size draft. It's just Aster, they've got much better team fight. When they start getting all these level 6s, we're going to see them making quick moves pretty much immediately.
Unless Armel can sort of get some godly RPs. Yeah. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very hard. You're against 3 ranged heroes. That can certainly offer a lot to disrupt your sort of lead in on the fights. And a lot of big ultimates that you have to be very wary of yourself when you're jumping in to make the play.
It's like, even if he does get the RPs off, like, where's the damage coming from early on? That's my big question. Weaver, Terrorblade, they're not going to be dishing out too much, and their spell damage, besides that, they don't really have any spell damage at all on the side of TNC Predator. No. It's really all about like the later stages when they've got RP if they land on multiple heroes with a strong Terrorblade hitting, but besides that, yeah, their damage is extremely lackluster. I think if this Centaur gets to a point where he has an early Crimson Guard or something, I think TNC is going to be in a hell of a lot of trouble as well.
And it's not like they like, sure, the Empower is nice for the TB, but it sort of works. I don't know. It's obviously still nice with the Chronosphere because you have extra damage onto the meta, but you're not cleaving, you know. So even if you do get these big sort of RPs, in terms of sort of AOE follow-up damage, there's a Shikuchi. That's about it. You know what I mean?
They don't have the they just don't have team fight. It's like literally an RP and a tombstone for their team fight, and there's just no like look at Aster. It's like they've got Lina Dragon Slave, they've got Phoenix Fire Spirits and Icarus Dive, not even counting the ultimates. It's just so much extra little nukes that are going to be coming into play. The one thing is though that Empowered is going to make Gabby farm this jungle just that much faster, and we've already seen Terrorblades farming jungle every single day, every single series pretty much. So that's going to make Gabby be able to just reside to the jungle and give his supports a stronger laning start. As we see already. Farming some Ancients at level 6 with Terrorblade.
I'll be able to make good work of it.
21 armor. I mean, it's just crazy to see it. Just to watch it. The more I see it, the more it's pretty ridiculous.
I mean, it's sure, he's not got a lot of HP, but there's other heroes as well around that HP.
Chrono.
Like this man, the Void, Sylar. Got the setup with the Chrono, getting the bashes through as well. Tims does get the Fire Blast out. Jump forward from Sylar allows them to finish the kill. Ninja Boogie's trying to punch back onto Baboka, but the two of them will chase. They've got the time dilation slowing down the Undying as they will get both of the kills down here. Sylar getting the last touch, more money for the Void.
I know you're not a big fan of it, but I love the 2-1-2 build on the Void. I just love the early point of time dilation.
It does. I mean, it does so much, especially against the right sort of heroes.
Against Undying, against Weaver, exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say too. It can fit so well versus a lot of these lineups to make early rotations. Let's get these easier gank setups for your teammates.
Gabby does come back into the lane and get the kill onto Femra. Femra was trying to head over to the bounty room, but Gabby was able to secure the bounty room for TNC in time and get the kill upon him. Top lane, Cuckoo.
Sentry ward bottom too. Lover walks into a sentry, getting stunned up. Lover.
Oh, he's gone. Straight away, they get on top of him. The Terrorblade is falling low, though. Time dilation from Sylar. He's looking to chase this. Mango comes out, but Gabby turns. He gets the Sunder off. He's back up to full. Now Sylar has to retreat.
One of his teammates mangoed him.
It's got to have been the Ogre, right?
It had to have been Tims.
I think it was Tims. He's just swapped to Clarity into his own inventory. They got themselves on top and they get the kill. TNC striking back hard there.
Ooh, nice teamwork coming out. I saw it. Like Gabby's like tread swapping frantically to try to get the Sunder. Didn't have mana. Someone mangoed him for that.
Maybe it was Femra? No,
wait. What? Fenrir's on the enemy team?
On the end.
Okay, yeah, it was Ogre.
It was Ogre. It was Tims, yeah.
Very nice there. And they did not expect that sentry to be placed. We saw Lover. He was invis walking into the bottom lane, but gets picked up quickly. TNC get some momentum going on their side there. 2k gold advantage.
Oh, nice rotation. See Baboka hanging around on the bottom lane, just needs a couple more creeps and he'll have his supernova online.
Armo's going to have a crazy fast blink on top of Boots, Arcane Boots and Bottle. He's already like 400 gold away.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what he's able to do. He's a very flashy player. Give him a hero like the Magnus, he could be sort of the magic that can make the mid-Magnus work.
As long as they keep the pressure on, because it can be pretty scary when the Void just like starts to back up farming, and the Centaur is also having a good start. They got to keep some deep wards, and they already did place those. To just keep tabs of where Sylar is. It looks like they're going to make a smoke move toward the top lane, try to kill this Weaver.
Oh, Baboka. Got to be a little careful there.
Just mooching that 6. Just giving. See, like this is what we're talking about the Terrorblade, right? Just like now it's an Ogre and Undying who are just farming the lane as Terrorblade just jungles.
TP is going to be absolutely massive. Top lane.
Is the stun in range?
I do have.
It is.
Bam. Perfect. And even if it was, they did still have, I believe, the Fiend's Grip available, so could have had that anyway for the extra lockdown.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. There's a lot of very good catch for this Weaver. It's a tough Weaver game to play. As the Blink's online. Let's see what he can do. RP is well ready to go, Armel. We'll see where he heads. Bottom lane, Tims and Ninja Boogie. They're hunting. Baboka will finally sort of concede his position on the bottom lane and dive away. Allow the push to come in from both Gabby, Ninja Boogie and Tims.
Gabby can kill this tower very quickly once he metas. So top we see Aster. They're pushing the top tier 1, but the pace that Terrorblade takes to tier 1 is faster than 4 heroes. And they might even continue this pressure going. Aster, they know that Aster does not have Chronosphere, but they do have everything else available. How's our Centaur doing on the Blink? He's finished Tranquil Boots on top of the Vanguard. So he's just very tanky. But that's going to delay his Blink Dagger a bit.
Here we go. No message from Armel. They'll see an opportunity to drop the RP for a big old kill. And, well, they don't get it straight away, but they certainly should be able to finish it off as Ninja Boogie dives in with Cuckoo. As the first blink RP revealed by Armel gets them a kill onto the Lina mid.
Baboka, position bottom. He wanted to try to go for something on the Tower Blade, but Gabby, meta's wearing off. Back to the jungle he goes, as so many deep wards coming out from TNC.
Going in the jungle, Cuckoo has got eyes on Fenrir. Fenrir's got a Nightmare. Armel will take it off the Weaver to allow him to continue to chase. Fenrir is speedy enough to get out of there, and TNC no further interest in chasing.
And again, Gabby just walks to the mid lane.
He's getting more money into his pockets. He's very much at the top, and he's only going to continue to stay there with the buffs that he's receiving and the lanes and space that he's having.
Empower Bloodlust.
This is, no doubt about it, going to be a huge Terror Blade. There are still ways they can kill him. It's not going to be easier. It's not really going to get any easier. But the Mask of Madness and the Chronosphere back online pretty soon. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see ASTER try and go for a bit of a hump for the TB.
I think they do have to. And like they can't just let the pace slow down too much. They have to get deep vision down, be able to watch in particular those ancient camps, because like Gabby just farms them so quick right now at this point. Top, they will get an Undying kill, but TNC, they don't mind losing their Undying. Baboka is now able to farm a little bit down bottom. Wave's actually pretty pushed out. Does he have boots somewhere? Where's his boots? Okay, his boots are on the courier. I was like, where's his tranquil boots? What's going on here? So they're trying to get a little bit of farm here. Scan is successful by TNC.
And knows that ASTER's on the prowl. Sort of hunting for Gabby. Gabby, other side of the jungle at the moment. Cuckoo, coming in on the mid lane, will get himself out of vision range just in time. As the bounty runes are up, TNC will look to claim the bottom two, as ASTER should be able to hold on to the top two. Mid lane XXS pushing him pretty aggressively. Sylar is hiding in the trees. Oh, he does. Straight up goes for the Chronosphere with the Mask of Madness bashing away at the man. They get the kill. Armel's gone. Stampede to allow him to get out. They'll go for the Supernova on the high ground to help out the Fiend's Group. Light Strike comes down as well as Lover picks up a second. Double kill for the Lina. They've taken two at TNC so far. TNC, they want to try and strike back. They move forward. Fenrir with the Nightmare dodge buys him some time, but he will still fall. Cuckoo and Tim's proceeding to chase down the rest of the side of ASTER.
Cuckoo.
Time dilation does affect Cuckoo. He's not going to get hit by the Light Strike though. Gets himself out. Tim's and Gabby trying to hit into XXS, but with the Vanguard, he's too tanky for these two to take down.
Did the Dragon Slave missed as well, right, from Lover? It looks like he might have actually gotten that kill on the Weaver if either one of those spells
I think
hit.
he missed both, yes.
I think he did miss both, but we see right there the overwhelming amount of team fight from ASTER, but then Gabby shows up, pops meta, and actually just has to back off. Luckily, he can just use it to farm around inside of his jungle. But they do now know that meta was used, so when they have their ultis available again, at least a couple of them, they can make plays. And this Lina has the Yules, going for that Shadow Blade build. Level 2 ulti already, level 13 on Lover. He can definitely look to hunt.
So can TNC when they have this RP online.
Are they just going to go into the Roche?
I mean, with the buffs that they can give the TB, they can take it pretty quickly. Sure, he doesn't have meta, but he does have Bloodlust, and he does have Empower.
Oh, they might have an... We just saw Ninja Boogie get revealed out of the smoke from that high ground. The Tombstone, though, is... Tombstone just makes it so you can secure it so easy. They did not see. Nobody else.
No,
nobody's popped out yet. They
him.
smoked in there, and that ward, even though it's a neat placing there by ASTER, they did not see at all. TNC with a very heads-up move.
Yeah, the buffed up TB just taking Roshan far too fast for ASTER to react.
And knowing they used everything, right?
Yeah.
Chronosphere was used, Egg was used, Laguna was used, Stampede was used. Absolutely everything was thrown in the last fight from ASTER. So TNC, some nice shot calling coming out from them. Just taking advantage of those ultis being on cooldown. So now they allow their TB. He can farm safely. He's got an Aegis. He can pretty much accelerate himself at maximum potential. Just constantly getting Bloodlust and Empowered still. And how's Cuckoo doing? Has he gotten his Spirit Vessel yet? Not quite yet, but he wants to get the Spirit Vessel, and then I'd have to imagine it's an Aghanims after that.
Oh, it has to be. It's going to be, as we said, so good this game against the team fight and catch that ASTER offer, having that save, giving your TB a second chance.
They've got the blink now on XXS, so they can go hunting much easier now on ASTER, and they'll spot Ninja Boogie.
Not the biggest kill, but a kill nonetheless. Ninja Boogie caught out in the bottom lane. They could turn it into a tier 1 tower push.
They wanted to. I think this smoke was mostly just about vision. They want to get tabs on top of where that Tower Blade is, get those wards around the Ancients. That's exactly what they're going to try to do here. But also, yeah, leading into a tower is going to be make it actually worth the kill, because it was just an Undying, but now an Undying and a tower. Fantastic.
Gabby continuing to be incredibly farmed on this Terrorblade. 10k net worth. Manta Style on top of the Aegis and well on his way towards the Skadi, just trying his best to tank up against the burst and being able to sort of grant him that chance to survive if he does get caught out by the catch of Aster. If there's one thing, you know, that Void certainly hated, is sort of these big, beefy carries that you just cannot kill in the duration of the chrono. And Terrorblade with the Skadi, that's certainly going to be one of those heroes.
Yeah, raw HP, definitely the right choice in this game. Raw HP into a BKB. Doesn't need the butterfly because it's only going to be really the Void hitting him. He needs to be able to try to mitigate all that magical. Armel's farm has slowed down significantly. He's Magnus in this game. It's not really his job to get all that farm. He's just going to be the setup for his TV to have the best game possible.
Yeah. I'm looking at Sylar's build.
How's he doing?
He's
just going the late game Battle Fury, huh? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I know.
It looks like it was a debate because he was saving those for quite a long time.
He also queued up the Maelstrom. And to be honest, I would maybe prefer to see the Maelstrom, but we'll see. We'll see what he does. I mean, he's picked up the Demon Edge. I guess it's always that temptation. You know, he had the 2,200 gold. You want to buy something big. Something about big. The big RP comes out from Armel. Gets himself a core kill as he catches out Lover. But, yeah, Mask of Madness and Battle Fury, it can be very, very slow. I mean, it's Sylar, as you say, he loves slow. He loves to take it late. He wants to farm. He wants to hit creeps. Sure, technically the Cleaver's nice against the Terrorblade and his illusions, but normally they're pretty fast spread out.
They're getting their base hit already.
I don't know if this is going to be good enough from Sylar. Trying to get away with the Battle Fury build. He does get a very nice chrono. That'll certainly make up for any sort of item build this game as he catches the three of them. The egg coming out as well. They have lost the Centaur, but in return, they'll take down the Aegis from the Terrorblade.
The zombies.
He's going to be back for round 2, and TNC now know that there's no chrono and there is no supernova, so they could just keep on pushing. They've got the buffs, they've got the damage, they're hanging into that tier 3. See if anything does spook them. Sylar and Femra do start to step forward.
You know, we were talking about the buffs, right, for the Terrorblade, and he's got the Ogre, he's got the Empower as well, but he's also got a thing called Flesh Golem. So whenever the fights do partake, and this Undying's in the front line, that amp is actually super significant. I thought the Centaur was going to be a lot tankier than that. He didn't have the Buckler just yet, but he just got shredded because he was relatively close to Ninja Boogie. I'm surprised you're not disliking this, the Battle Fury Mask of Madness build. I don't like it. I don't like Battle Fury as an item overall. Period. I just think he wants to be able to. I think he just like.
He's just got to get Chronos. Sylar's just got to get Chronos this game. Set up for team fight, and he's fantastic. But
I think he wants to be
the greedy route.
I think he wants to be like, if we take this game to like 50 minutes, which is probably what they're trying to do, that he wants to be this fighting force that can actually out-farm and just 1v1 this Terrorblade, which he can't do as a Void if he gets to that point. He just farms at a much slower pace.
I mean, he's got
a choice he made.
He's got to hope that this game goes on another 20 minutes at least for this build to pay off. And I mean, as we saw, with 21 minutes in, TNC, they're already confident enough to start poking at the high ground. TNC can absolutely punish the greed from Sylar, going for the Mask of Madness and Battle Fury build. The Battle Fury is now done. We'll see what happens. Mid lane, Burst is there. They get the catch onto Cuckoo. Cuckoo's gone. But I feel like it could just be maybe Sylar living in a bit of the good old days with the Battle Fury build on Void. There's a reason why it is not popular at all, especially with the Mask of Madness thrown in there as well. You know, sort of having these two items together. Mask of Madness, of course, fantastic item.
You need it on Void.
Absolutely. The Mask of Madness item choices, you have to go for it. And I mean, hey, it's nice for things like this.
Look at that, he gets an ancient.
All right,
that's worth it already.
I mean, that's paid it off. I take it all back. He just stole their ancient stack. I mean, there you go.
I really do think it's just like he wants to he just really wants to be able to farm all the way to the late game, push out waves, deal with this Terrorblade, and I mean, looking at their lineup, if it gets to that late stages, their verse is only a Terrorblade. But I've seen the Terrorblades win in these type of things, especially when he has the backup of an Ag's time lapse, which will be there eventually at some point. So as we expected, we said before the game started, it's probably going to be a long one. Sure, TNC, they've kind of poked a little bit at that bottom tower, but it is looking to prepare to be quite a long game here. Unless some, miraculous, like 4-man chrono, 4-man RP.
Aster certainly want it to be a long game, as we say, with the Void build.
Yeah.
But so TNC, I think, they're already at a point where their Terrorblades, he's in a place where Sylar's Void's going to be in like sort of 5-10 minutes time, and at that point the Terrorblade is just always going to be further ahead unless asked to take fights. But with the build of the Void, they're not looking to take fights.
They're just looking to
this whole
waves.
game they're going to have to play with Gabby being bigger than the Void, really.
Yeah. It should be for quite a long time. It just, are they going to be able to get to that high ground with that? Like, probably with the Aegis cheese on TNC, can they actually breach? Because as I see Aster setting up right now, they're just going to lanes, spamming their spells, push it out as fast as possible, go to jungle, keep this Void farming, get him that big item, get him that big BKB.
What is this?
Is that what I think it is?
It's an Ether Lens Magnus. I'm not too sure about that one. I guess, hey, you don't have to be as close to your friends when you want to empower them. The shockwave range is pretty nice. Skewer, okay, it's a lot of range.
Works well with the Yule Scepter, I guess. As well,
I mean, it's definitely sort of the big play build. You know, we're looking to Armel now to, yeah, I guess sort of yours, and the Blink sort of getting in from a further distance back. I like to see it. I mean, he's going out all on the spell casting on this Magnus. And as we said, you know, in this game, in the team fights, he really does have to set up some phenomenal plays. So that extra bit of range on that initiation, why not? I'm down. I want to see what he can do with it. It is a lot of gold.
It's a lot of gold committed, but if it makes him be able to blink out of fog, if he gets a huge RP, then it's within. Right away.
Here we go.
He gets a catch.
Gets a big old catch onto Baboka. I'm excited to see what Armel can play. He knows he's got to make the plays. He's got the build to do it. Absolutely. Damage, it doesn't matter because you have this Terrorblade. You know that at all stages of the games, Gabby's going to be doing ridiculous amounts of right-click with the buffs and the fact that, hey, he's a Terrorblade. So it's just all about landing your spells. And Armel with the Ether Lens Magnus, he's certainly looking to do that.
Well, I wonder what his next item is. Is he just going to go like a Hex or something, or does he just
I really hope it's not Aghanims. But with the Ether Lens, you never know.
Never know.
You never know.
I just
wish might go for the Axe build on the Magnus.
I wish it one-shotted waves without having a Kaya. That's the one thing. I played it the other day, and I was like, oh, and I'm going to try it. I went it. You just don't kill creep waves unless you have Kaya, even with the shockwave damage. No, the melee creeps stay alive.
He's going to go back for some more orthodox times. He's going to get the Shadow Blade.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's just fully trying to commit and have the furthest possible distance to get the RPs.
Yeah. Their team fights, getting the RPs.
Yeah, their team fights are 100% reliant on him getting RPs off.
Yeah. So they really are. He's got to get the perfect ones, and he's got the build to do it.
Oh, yeah, we'll see if it pays off. It's definitely a different approach.
Well, Gabby, he's got himself the Scardy. He's a big as ever, Gabby. This Terrorblade, as I say, he's just so far ahead of Sylar, and Sylar, even with his sort of Battle Fury, he's not going to catch up. He's got the BKB, so sure, you know, still, this is a Void with the Chrono. Sylar still has this great sort of potential to set things up. But now, for the most part, you know that Armel, he's going to be sort of outside the Chrono range and ready to jump in.
How's Cuckoo's Ags? All right, he's only one piece away.
And sort of with the Yules as well, right? If Armel's quick on the fingers, he can dodge the Void Chrono with the Yules and then blink out of it, right?
Yeah.
When he's coming down. So it could be the cute plays from Armel if he does get gone upon. But for the most part, you'd imagine with Ether Lens, he's going to be sitting right at the back.
Yeah,
so
he should.
Unless they get a big wraparound. I mean, like they are sort of coming around from behind here with this smoke.
It's all about that Roche fight. Whoever can set up for it. Who's got the superior vision right now? They know. Oh, Aster. They have a ward and a sentry down as TNC put their ward and sentry down. So they know that TNC's around here.
The Cuckoo does as well. Cuckoo? He's going to come out and get the vision as the time-lapse away. He's just given up the move from Aster. They know what's going on. So TNC can prepare for this.
They get the D-ward immediately, too, on that high ground. They are looking to kill the Tombstone. That is a bit of an aggressive position.
They have the Sora Appeal as well. They're just going to be able to grab that center away. Yules dodge there for the Who Stomp. The Chrono does come in onto the backlines, but the BKB's already out on the Terrorblade. An attempt to move away with the Stampede will not save the Centaur, but they get Armel in return. Now the Chrono's ended because the BKB was up top. They just did not have the damage to throw it onto Gabby. Sylar, BKBing, trying to retreat, will get out of there. As there'll be a buyback from Armel, wanting to keep the fight going hot for TNC. As a buyback also out from XXS. Both teams buying back their one loss that they had in that fight. Gabby's still got the Metamorphosis, so TNC can be very confident going back into the pit.
Astros has no ultis.
They don't. Can they do anything to contest this? Lover's trying to step forward. There's the jump. Armel goes to the duel. Will get Yulesed up, but Fenrir just gets pummeled down by Gabby. Still with some time left on this Metamorphosis, but Boca as well. Just too much damage coming out for this Terrorblade. The Yules are trying to control it. Oh, XXS! Does manage to burst down the TB, can turn towards Cuckoo as well with a bash. They'll get themselves another. The time dilation causing issues here for Tims and Ninja Boogie as they continue to chase down. The sleep setting up onto Ninja Boogie. A buyback coming out from Baboka and Fenrir to add to this effort, and it pays off. They push TNC away from the pit, and now Aster can get in themselves and look to take down the Roshan for their own side.
XXS just coming in so clutch there, just finding the Terrorblade on top. He double edges an illusion, but it does splash onto the Terrorblade, and it's enough to bring them down. And how many buybacks was that total?
There's 3 buybacks, I believe, from Aster.
So
Fenrir, Baboka, and XXS earlier in the fight. And for TNC, I believe just the buyback from Armel.
Armel, yep. And they were so close to that Aghanims on the Weaver, too.
Oh, I bet they were. What was he?
He was pretty much. He
pretty
much
much had
had
it. But yeah, as you say, it's
if
going to
he
be
had
that.
it in that last fight, he could have actually probably saved the Terrorblade before he gets brought down there.
Yeah, he absolutely would have.
But yeah, Aster. They're overwhelming amount of team fight. They blow everything initially, but they're able to reset. That, I mean, the Centaur buyback, massively clutch.
Oh yeah.
Now they've got Aegis Cheese.
But yeah, you've got the buffs of Roshan, so.
Yep. This is super worth it. Yeah. Now it's almost a heart finished up on the Centaur too, and we were already talking about TNC. They can have some damage issues. It's only going to be coming from that Terrorblade, and they're looking like they want to fight. They've got this Aghanims finish now on the Weaver, but they're just so reliant on Gabby to be in the right place.
I see they're coming round. See if they can get the jump. See if Gabby can sort of bait play in. Ninja Boogie leading forward. There's the jump forward from XXS. Fire Blast comes out. Jump forward to the side. Psylocke gets the Chrono onto the 2 of them. Doesn't have a lot of damage by himself. They do have the Supernova and the Fiend's Group coming out, as well as the Laguna. They throw everything onto Armel. Gets them the kill, but they lose the egg. The focus there from Gabby with the BKB and the Metamorphosis allows him to take down Baboka. The controls there onto XXS as he's getting slowed down by the Ignite. XXS will fall as Aster have lost 2. Sylar having to back off as the rest of TNC will successfully push back Aster. And that was Aster's fight coming in. They do protect the Aegis. Did they use the cheese in that fight?
No, XXS didn't use it. He was Spirit Vessel and just being chased, so he's like, there's no point in him using it. It wouldn't even heal him at all.
They do still at least have those two, but a successful fight nonetheless for TNC there.
Yeah, sometimes getting initiated on yourself can be decent when it's an Ogre and a Magnus inside of that Chrono. These 2 pretty tanky heroes for this Void. They don't really have. They didn't have the Lina to throw in all the damage. XXS also got a bit isolated as well, so team fight gets split up and looks okay for TNC this time.
Got a force on Ogre now, so that extra sort of way to get in and to sort of set up for the team.
So close. Oh, Fenrir. Slaughtered.
I mean, Gabby just still is big.
Yeah, he's getting close to critical mass.
As ever, it was interesting what Sylar goes now. Obviously, whether the Battle Fury into the BKB, he's got 3,500 gold.
Probably the MKB, I'd imagine.
I think so.
And he's going for his own butterfly. Okay.
Okay.
I thought he'd go for the MKB just when he saw the Talisman of Evasion.
I mean, I guess maybe he feels that
he switched it. Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I was like, there's no way he's not going to go MKB here.
They have to kill this Terrorblade somehow. And we felt with the burst, with the combos, with the sort of the Phoenix play. As long as they chrono him before he gets the BKB out, they can sort of do it at the moment. You know, they can kill Gabby.
As long as they
control
the Weaver as well. Like the Weaver.
Yeah,
is the
that's
problem.
true. They didn't have to worry about the Aghanims before.
Yeah,
but they are going to now.
Weaver's got Aghanims. He's queued up the Blink Dagger so he can position himself around the Chronosphere so he can make sure to protect him.
Yeah.
So who's got the control? Who's going to be the one that actually can get that Weaver die? I guess it must be the Lina, but
it's just sending him up in the air with the Yules.
Yeah.
That's sort of your best bet in terms of getting that instant sort of time where you don't have to worry about the Terrorblade being saved. I think that's the big one. XXS has nearly got the money for the heart. I'd be really surprised if he doesn't pick up the Aghanims after the heart. I think it's so good this game.
Yeah,
against the
protection.
RP. Yep. And against the meta, because as we've seen so far, TNC have been doing a very good job at sort of picking the team fights and making sure that they don't get overrun by Aster's lineup that has, as we sort of said from the draft, a really nice team fight on paper. There's Gabby, ready to push in. I mean, the Aster's the side with the Aegis and Cheese, but TNC, they're getting more done at this point because this Terrorblade is just so damn big.
52 armor. 52 armor, and he's hitting for 550. This is so crazy. I mean, it's just a Terrorblade in their
dream
team.
buffs.
It's everything on this Terrorblade. All the pressure in the world on Gabby to be that damage dealer. His teammates just have to make him look great.
I think that's the way to play Dota when you got a Terrorblade on your team. You know, you realize that this is the strongest hero, arguably. You know, one of the strongest carries, if not the strongest carry in the game at the moment. You can make it even stronger, and then the game sort of, you know, can play itself to a T if you do allow the space for your Terrorblade to get the farm on the map, and they certainly did. They did a great job of securing the area for Gabby to farm.
He's getting, I mean, like we were saying, he's getting close to critical mass, so once he starts getting that, like, I mean, his last item, pretty much, like that 6th, maybe the Hurricane Pike, or if he replaces that with something else, that's going to be their big go time, because they don't want to keep stalling this out. The Void is far from being maxed out. He can still replace two of his small items quite easily.
I like this as well from Lover. He's going for the E-Blade.
Yep.
So just heavy on the magical burst.
A little weird when he has an Aghanim.
That is true. That is sort of the one sort of.
He can save a target though, right? And he can also just mess with people hitting the egg if he finds the TB after BKB. They commit forward for Tims. TNC, they're positioned in the back, though. They were smoked. RP.
He gets announced from 2 of them. BKB was already out, but the damage from Gabby is just cutting through them. Still, there's the time for Silo to find the time walk. They turn, they have the control. The Supernova still going to go off and successfully stun up the Terrorblade. The time lapse with the Aghanims allows Gabby the second life, though. There's a skewer on Mel, picking up the 2 of them. Silo is able to time that walk back out. But XXS is dead. The Light Strike comes out onto the 3 of them. Sylar still trying his best to punch back. He's getting the bushes onto Ninja Boogie. Ninja Boogie taking down to the Spirit Vessel. Jump from Armel. Continuing to chase Sylar. He's got the time disable with the Yule Scepter, but Sylar still gets the chance to go for the time walk down to the low ground.
Oh, he's alive.
Sylar will survive for now. As they get themselves away, both teams just losing 2 heroes. It is 2 supports down on TNC as a support and their offlaner for Aster. XXS does fall.
I just love looking at the damage spread throughout the fights. It's like the Void's doing quite a lot, but Phoenix is doing a ton of damage too, so is Lina. But then you look at TNC side, it's only the Terrorblade doing damage in these fights. It's like 1,000 or something up from the Weaver.
I mean,
8,000 from TB.
As we've seen, you know, with this Aghanim's Tylots, it's pretty much impossible for them to kill the Terrorblade twice. They have to get on top of the Weaver. At this point of the game, Sylar, it's much sort of more sort of team fight winning if you can get that Weaver +1 in the Chrono. You have to get rid of the Weaver.
I think it might be a play where you look to kill everybody but the Terrorblade and then kind of dance around him. It could start getting to that point.
But it's not going to be easy. You're going to lose people. You know, Gabby still hits very hard without sort of the help of his teammates. Absolutely. But it gives you that chance to get out on top. And
I like that he's going to be going for damage now, though, on the TB. It's a little weird because he's like, it's scary, but I think if he can kill people inside that, like, and if he had a bigger damage item there in that RP, he would have absolutely killed Sylar.
Absolutely, yeah, Sylar would have been.
So I do like the option of if he does continue to go for that.
I mean, does this sort of surprise? XX says he's not building the Aghanims this game. Am I just crazy and it's not actually it's good to build?
He just doesn't want it this game. It's
I'm sure the Lotus is
good
nice
versus the RP, but
against the Sunders. But then again, as we've seen, you know, the Terrorblade hasn't really had to use Sunder most of the time because Cuckoo's there to keep him high on health.
I think he wants to play the fact that he's not like relying. It's like, oh, we're getting RP'd, I need an Aghanim. So he gets RP'd in mid, but I think he wants to be his own strong force rather than being like, oh, you know, we're relying on this defensive maneuver. It's like we're pretty much playing that we're getting jumped on instead of us getting the jump. I think that might be his thought process, but yeah, I'm not too sure.
We'll see. Sylar is continuing to rack up the gold on top of the MKB. But again, they're losing these pickoffs. The Centaur's gone, no buyback for 50 seconds. And now TNC ready to push in a bit. Gabby did use the BKB for that kill on mid, so 40 seconds without the magic immunity.
This meta's running down pretty low too. They're trying to get as much as possible out of this while the Centaur's dead. Ward gets taken out right away. TNC, they came prepared. They've got their sentries. They've got their GPM talents.
Wanna just try and get a hook there with the skewer, but he gets Yulesed up. And there's the time lapse. Yeah, it's got the reset. It's got the invis, but the Chrono will reveal it. Sylar jumps forward with the ultimate, catches the Terrorblade as well, but no real way to get on top of Gabby. As the Chrono used, it gets themselves a Magnus. TNC could still feel confident in pushing. They've got the BKB up in 10. Nice Manta-style dodge off the Light Strike array from Gabby. But looks like they'll play it reserved and do back away without their Magnus. They don't want to continue to push. This should give the timing for Sylar to hit his 25 on the Void, very close to doing so. I would imagine he does go for the backtrack this game.
The Chronosphere AoE could be kind of nice
against
versus
the
Weaver.
You are right, yeah,
the thing
because
is
of the threat of the Weaver.
It's a Weaver with a blink, so in theory, like, he should be in the backlines and he should be able to get it off anyway. We'll see which one. I mean, this could be one of those games where you could argue for that Chronosphere elite just because of that. And it's a heart on
I like that.
Right.
I like that because now you're really not killing this guy. He already has the damage, you know, and this is just a build that says, you know, come on, try and kill me. You know, give me your best efforts. It's not going to happen. There's an E-Blade out in the Lina, but even with that sort of burst, his TB's walking around with 4.1k HP.
He gets slept up outside. He's going to wake himself up, but this is a Roche that Aster, they're looking to secure.
The
egg on the outside.
He
gets
used. Try for it, but indeed he's sent up into the air. Radiant will pick up the Roshan.
He
gets the Aegis. He did indeed grab the cheese from there. They had a good amount of time to make sure they picked stuff up away from Gabby, but they didn't do it. He was able to get his hands on one. Just get pushed to the side. There's the time lapse. He's back up to full. Gabby there with the help of the Weaver XXS. Trying to go in with the Stampede. The Fiend's Grip comes out upon them. Light Strike right down as well with the RP. It gets 3 of them. Perfect connection there from Armel. Allows them to beat down onto Sylar. Sylar does time walk to the side. Cuckoo's there with the chase, looking for both of them. As TNC wants to keep the fight going. Spirit Vessel starting to tick down Lover. He's by the shrine. He's got to wait for the Spirit Vessel to wear off. XXS going back in with the 2 from onto 2. Sleep as well onto Armel, holding back TNC. But TNC will continue to chase. They're getting the slow onto XXS. Aster, they do have Sylar watching from the high ground. He has got a Chrono. It could be a big one, and it is! It gets the 3 of them. The stun as well, holding Armel back for a little bit, but they'll focus towards the Chrono target. There's the time lapse again. Aghanim Sylar's trying to save the fan, but it's not enough. The chain stuns come out from Aster. Skewer from Armel at least picks up the Lina in return. And Sylar, he's not done yet. Time walks across. Time dilation onto Armel, slowing down the Magnus. Another jump forward. Aster claim Armel's life as well.
Sylar did get the important thing inside that last Roche too. He did get the refresh shot, and he saved it there. I was scared for a second because I thought he was going to refresh a shot and the Mask of Madness silence was still going to be on him, but they had enough control to actually bring down this Terrorblade anyway. And now a full Butterfly. This Battle Fury paid off. And
he did go for the backtrack. So that on top of the Butterfly, he's hard to beat down. You know, he may not sort of have the HP and the armor that the TB does, but he has a hell of a lot of evasion. And obviously at the moment, TNC, they don't have ways to punch through it. No one with any sort of true strike. Yep. As they're pushing in Aster.
TNC really has to be careful when they group up and walk into high grounds. It's kind of like similar on both sides. There's just so much team fight on Aster, and TNC, they have a Magnus. So Aster's been doing a good job of keeping themselves split out. XXS commits forward here.
Oh, he's got the safety of the Stampede. So feeling confident to do so, and sort of baiting out the buyback from Armel. That's certainly as good as anything to do. Armel will try for the catch, maybe. He is bloodlusted. Will turn his attention elsewhere. DD on the bot.
That's the big thing they're looking at here. It's going to be Cuckoo who actually bottles it up.
Yeah, I'm not going to do a crazy amount for him. Of course, no right click on this Weaver.
So we got to watch. We got to watch Sylar. You know, he's got double Chrono. He has gotten rid of the Mask of Madness. I like that choice too. You know, he disassembled it for his Butterfly. I think that's a great choice so he doesn't silence himself, so he doesn't mess up if he can try to set up for a double Chronosphere positioning.
Now, I wonder what he does get sort of as his next item. As there's so many options for the Void this game.
Yeah.
Do you want to somehow get more attack speed, or maybe go for that sort of active item, Nullifier or something late game?
Not too sure.
Could be super huge.
Like you said, he's got a lot of options. I think that it's because like this Battle Fury build, like it actually paid off. They made to stall
now
it
that
out
the game is at 41 minutes in.
Yeah, that's what they prepared for. You know?
It's the way that they wanted to play. Hey, you know, maybe Sylar could have gone for a more active early game build, and they could have maybe won the game earlier, or sort of gone on top, made the team fights happen a bit of a higher frequency. You know, they decided to take it to this later, more volatile portion of the game because, you know, Sylar and the boys on Aster, it's probably what they feel more comfortable with. They feel much sort of more in their element playing out a game to the later portions. So
I mean, they drafted it that way too, right? They're like, they saw Terrorblade first too, they picked Void first too.
Yeah.
So they know, let's take it late.
This is how they want to play it.
Yeah, and that's the way that they played in the earlier stage of this tournament too. They played a 76-minute game versus EG. They played a 50-minute game before that. They probably watched, or they probably took a glance at the TNC games, and they're like, all right, TNC likes to play late too. 50-minute games, let's bring it to them. And right now, they've claimed themselves a 4K gold lead. They've got some nice control on the map too, and they're saving this refresher shard. So the next upcoming team fight is going to be very tough for TNC to take unless they have some incredible vision advantage.
It's not going to be easy at all.
No.
As I imagine, you know, sort of in these fights as well, Sylar, do you think he's looking to to sort of get the 2 chronos off on 2 areas at the same time, you know, getting it at the core and then sort of jumping and getting the Weaver as well, or are you just looking to have sort of that double duration?
Double duration, especially for this game. I think he just needs to have it as long as possible for this Terrorblade.
Okay.
We see Lover he finished the Ethereal Blade earlier that we did mention, and he's just queued up the refresher. So, yeah.
I mean, the double bubble though could be good against the time-lapse Weaver in the sense that, you know, if the target gets lapsed out of the chrono, one of them you can get the instant jump straight away, so sort of that chance isn't there for Gabby as such to maybe fight back whilst the other chrono's in use, as long as he sort of got over heroes in the first one.
Yeah. It really depends on the positioning of how the fight starts, right? Like how you really want to save those chronos. They have a lot of options for Aster. Like we were mentioning, on TNC, for them starting the fight, it's like Undying kind of has to charge in. They throw some bugs out. He throws a tombstone, and then it's a lot of pressure on Armel to really land those RPs. You look at Aster; they've got like 5 heroes or 4 heroes that can start the fight. They've got a Phoenix, they've got a Void, they've got a Centaur. They've got so many ways to give Sylar the setup to be able to get that good Chronosphere, which they have been getting almost consistently. So Sylar, it looks like he's still deciding what item as well, because he's banking gold and he's kind of like standing around a bit too, so they're probably trying to debate which next item is the best choice on the Void here, because there's no like clear-cut answer just yet versus the TV.
No, as I say, there's a lot of options for Sylar.
Like, does he want control? Does he go for an Ags? Does he want to get his own refresher? Does he want to get more damage?
I mean, that's the thing. If he wants to hold on to the Battle Fury, maybe, hey, there's a temptation to get something like the Daedalus. You know, one sort of those hard hitters late game could be huge. Sylar. Get that extra damage item.
He's going to save for buyback, because I think the most important thing to do for the next situations in this type of game where it's dragging out, you get ready for the next Roche fight, which is save buybacks. So we're going to look at most of Aster's heroes. See the Lina saving buyback, Void saving buyback, and Centaur. So the 3 big cores, they're trying to get that buyback prepared for that next Roche engagement. And it's probably similar on the side of TNC. We see Kuku, he's got an Ethereal Blade queued up, but you'd have to imagine these 3 cores, the 3 cores on each side, they're probably going to be saving buyback for that big fight.
Okay, and excited to see this as well from Lover, you know, going for the refresher build.
Yes, the double
blast.
Kaboom.
I mean, that, you know, that's certainly a way to kill the TB.
That's a good way to kill the
Weaver
Weaver too.
Even that on that point, you won't have quite enough damage to burst down Gabby on your own, will you? With 4k HP, we're talking a couple of Lagunas. It's
2,000.
It's not going to kill him.
But he can
kill
the Weaver.
Be a lot.
He can kill the Weaver.
You can kill anyone else. You can absolutely kill anybody else, I'm pretty sure. Everyone else will certainly die to a double combo from the Lina.
Yeah. So it was I have Scotty picked up for Sylar. So he wants to tank up.
Sort of, you know, the mixed. Offers a bit of everything.
Yep. Gives you mana, so he can make sure to get his spells off a bunch of times. Gives him some survivability, and gives him chase through the BKB.
Yeah. No, absolutely. A good bit of everything ready to go as the push from bottom lane comes in. Gabby straight away forcing out the fortification from Aster.
Immediately gets enfeebled. Even though it's a max level enfeeble, it looks pretty insignificant.
They're up to get him outside the base. Sylar, he's going to jump in, but the BKB was out in time from Gabby, so Gabby is not going to take too much damage at all during this chrono. There's the RP onto the 2 of them. Refresher shard has been popped by Sylar. We'll see if he finds a good opportunity to pop the second chrono. He's bashing down Gabby, but Gabby gets time lapse. There's the chrono. Phoenix Grip as well being used. They want this Terrorblade dead, and they'll get it. They kill off the TB. They'll get the lockdown onto Ninja Boogie on the side as well, as Ninja Boogie getting beat back away from the Ancient and away from the Brax. If they get themselves a second, TNC can still push on. They brought back on Gabby.
No meta
straight back in. This was an aggressive buyback to keep trying to push with. Feeling confident with the fact that there is no Chronosphere and no Supernova. Same step has to be careful. Gabby trying to fight. Juiced up here by Aster. They jump forward. They've got the burst. They're bringing him down pretty low. Jump forward from Armel. Gets the Steward. Time lapse will get him back up to full. Gabby. As Gabby trying to get on top of his targets, but Lover with the Shadow Blade able to get himself all the way away. They do get Kuku, and that is a bit of an awkward attempt there from TNC to keep the push going. They brought back on the Terrorblade, wanting to continue the pressure. But they punish it, Aster. They don't kill the Terrorblade, but they kill everyone else pretty much, and now they're ready to push back themselves.
That started to feel like a bit of a desperate move there by TNC. They're just like, uh-oh, it's getting to the late stages of the game, and we only have a Terrorblade versus this core heroes that just really continue to scale. And just so much overwhelming team fighting control.
Roshan's up again.
Yep.
As Aster, they'll head into the pit.
Just continuing to, saving that refresher shard, right, from Sylar, just massive plays coming in.
He's really pulling it off on the Void this game. Sylar, KDA, 6-1 and 15.
And now you're probably all happy because you see a Battle Fury winning, so we're going to see more Owen Battle Fury Voids.
I mean, the Battle Fury Void is winning. I doubted it. You know,
I didn't.
I've been infected
like
sort of with the the analysis of all you guys, the years of flaming the battlefield. But Sylar, he's showing us that it can still work.
He did it perfect, right? He didn't overlap his chronos whatsoever. The Sunder came off.
He didn't feed. You know, a lot of the times we see Voids, they get the Battle Fury and then they struggle in the fights. But Sylar did a great job of balancing out what he could sort of contribute and not sort of overexerting himself in team fights whilst he was sort of at the stage with just the Battle Fury.
It looked like also inside that fight, I think they overlapped the time lapse plus the Sunder, right? It looked like both of them happened at the same time.
But I think there was definitely panic there from TNC. Yeah. And it cost them. It's allowed ASTER to now stand 14k advantage. Sure, that bottom racks may have been touched upon as they took the tier 3, but the racks themselves still stand.
Sylar is invised up. He actually has the refresher shard in his backpack, so we see that cooldown is taking a very long time.
No, he probably wants to take that out. I mean, I guess they know that if he does find a good chrono at the moment without the second one, they can still very much take a good fight.
Yeah.
But even so, as you said, that cooldown is going to be a whole lot longer. It's out in his backpack.
I gotta say, this Aether Lens on Armel is.
You're not liking it?
I don't feel like the pressure from it is having that much of an effect. Sure, I saw him do some nice skewers to push away from tombstones and stuff like that, but he's got so much gold committed on these small items, and it really is just all on Gabby. And
it is your mid laner, yeah, as you say. This is your second highest priority this game in farm, and
he's not even
playing for those RPs, which is sort of one of the reasons why Magnus sort of fell out of favor. You know, it's so much pressure on you to land this big ultimate, and yeah, he does get the leader here. Able to get the one of them. Sylar is ready to fight back though. There's going to be a buyback. They know that they can certainly continue this brawl against TNC if TNC want to continue to chase this. They won't do so.
That's the only control that TNC has. The RP's down. Ogre's dead for 90 seconds. ASTER, they've got a lot of moves they can make on the map right now to keep this pressure on.
And another way of sort of helping keep the team alive. XXS, he's got his 25, takes the return on.
Yeah, I saw that. I was actually going to say, like, the hoof stop is so nice. Like, even more control coming in. But, okay. I mean, it works great on yourself. The return order on you. Like, I think Kyle was saying it earlier, too. It's like, in theory, you look at it, it's like, it's really damn nice, but it works based off your team's strength. So, double refreshers coming out. So now, Armel. He actually hides the refresher as well. He uses it, so he's got RP ready. This could catch ASTER off guard here.
There's the jump. He gets the one, but it is a big one. The damage coming out from Gabby, and it's not going to be enough.
The Bane Sleep.
Sylar being saved there by Fenrir, allowed to time walk out. The egg does fall, as TNC will continue to fight, despite the very nice save there for the Void. As they take the egg down, they take the Aegis as well, looking for a second attempt onto killing XXS. He's pretty damn beefy, does still have a cheese and a stampede available. Armel screwing him back deep. There's the Stampede coming out. Yules and Light Strike coming down upon him, trying to protect him. There's the Chrono. Sylar, he only gets the one, and he realized this is not the Chrono to fight around. Jumps back up to the high ground, but Cuckoo's on the chase. He's on top of Sylar. Sylar's in trouble, and he'll fall. Cuckoo on the support Weaver getting in and getting the big kills. As Sylar goes down, Fenrir will be allowed to TP out. But this time, it's ASTER that sort of over-push and overstay their welcome on the bottom lane as TNC push them out of the base.
Ooh, Sylar's had such good situations with his Chronos. That one, definitely not the one. Instantly tries to back up, but gets chased down, and ASTER.
Dead for quite a while. They could certainly look to force the buyback out here, TNC.
Did look like that refresher caught them off guard there from Armel. Him buying it and resetting it, putting it into his backpack. I think also, same thing from Gabby. He used the refresher and then hid it away. So they didn't know that those double ultis, or I mean, I say ulti, but Metamorphosis, which is pretty much an ultimate, plus that RP were going to come out. Amazing Bane Sleep. But then they try to commit back in, and now TNC, they've got the lanes pushed in.
Yeah, I'm talking about refresh. You know, the Lena still yet to use her. He has got that double burst.
He used buyback too earlier, so he has to be careful.
He's got to be very careful how he steps forward. But TNC, they will need to be stopped if ASTER want to hold on to these bottom racks. It doesn't look like can do anything to stop it. Gabby gets the melee racks. They'll take the range racks as well. TNC now sweeping towards the middle lane. Jump forward. Who Stomp does come out. XXS trying to set up the fight. Sunray starts to bring Tims down pretty low. Will be soul ripped up, and decided TNC back away from the tier 3 tower. Super to Light Strike onto Ninja Boogie. Quick Sunder from Gabby gets him back up to full as they head in. Armel with the catch, skewering XXS out of the base. Do they have the damage to take him down with a BKB commitment? They'll try their best. It's going to be bringing XXS down only to half HP, though he's still so tanky with the lockdown. They've got the damage onto Gabby. Time lapse comes out from Cuckoo. Stampede now from XXS as they look to continue to chase down these big kills. Can they find the big targets? Tim's is going to be found, but Armel, he's going to jump back in, goes for the RP onto Sylar, but the rest of the team have bailed on him. Armel gets Laguna bladed, and that is 2 dead without buyback on TNC. ASTER know that they can look to punish for more as there's no backup coming in this time round for TNC. The E-Blade, the lockdown controlling Ninja Boogie sets up for a 3rd kill for ASTER. As a back and forth game, as both teams just trying to push it a little too much. We saw TNC, they got the bottom racks. They felt confident in terms of staying around for more, but now they're in a place where they are without that Magnus for 100 seconds. ASTER with the full lineup ready to push, and ready with 2 chronos still from Sylar that he can throw out if they do get themselves over there. Sylar, where's he heading?
There's some TB illusions that they've got to deal with.
He's sort of saying, do you need a hand back there, lover? And he's still thinking about going up and down the lane. He's not joined his team as of yet. His team's already pushing into the base.
He's indecisive. He's kind of going back
and forth. Sylar's going to take some time to get it.
He still has chrono as well as the refresher.
He's got the
shard.
double. Yeah, he's got the double. They get themselves the tier 3 tower. Jump forward, Sylar. Doesn't commit the chrono though. Doesn't feel confident in grabbing the TB and having the follow-up damage to go for the kill as of yet. Time is being bought here for TNC. They do have Ogre backup, but still 50 seconds without Armel's Magnus. Sylar heads forward once again, but as we've seen, Gabby does offer still an incredible amount of damage. The Time Blast comes out. Sylar will find the Time Walk. The BKB's out from Gabby's. He did get jumped by XXS, but a quick BKB reaction keeps him safe. Now they know there's no BKB though, ASTER. They can go for the chrono. Do they have the damage? Supernova's coming down. He has been Glimmer Cape. There's the refresher shot being popped. Sylar's going to have a second one to offer, but the time-lapse save comes through. He's back up to full Gabby, but there's the second Laguna Blade. Another time-lapse coming out. Can they keep Gabby alive? He's able to stay surviving with the Sunder. Gabby back up to full. They're holding the defense, TNC, but the bashes, the control, XXS is on top of him, but they've already lost the Lina. Gabby is still alive. The bashes, the magical damage, it's enough. Gabby will fall. XXS with the 3-man Who Stomp as ASTER invading the base of TNC will take down the Ogre and the Weaver for a good duration. Triple kill for Sylar. Armel does have the catch though, as the Sylar Void may have picked up a triple kill, but he'll lose his life for it.
Oh my god.
As again, this game continues to back and forth, incredibly close between these two teams, despite, as you can see at the top, the 13k lead for ASTER. We're still seeing TNC being able to hold on. And the base on their half of the map, all racks still remaining alive. Back over on ASTER's side, they're taking a bit of a beating from the creeps, as we saw that bottom lane getting exposed and opened earlier by TNC.
The refresher on the Weaver, that actually caught me off guard too for a second. I was like,
wait,
what the hell?
That they kept Gabby alive for as long as they did.
He had 3 lives, right? He got double time lapse, and he got a full HP Sunder swap off coming out to play. He was Fiend's Grip too from the back. Fenrir had great positioning as this Bane, and it's not just a Bane anymore. It's a level 25 Bane with a 12-second Fiend's Grip, which could really turn the tides there, but great positioning and good itemization by TNC gives them some more time in this game.
It really does. And the build, as we saw there on Gabby, just absolutely perfect. Having that heart, without that, he would have died in numerous situations.
It's very true. I wanted him to go damage, but I was totally wrong. His heart has saved him multiple times.
I'm still looking for XXS to get an Aghanims there.
I wanted him to get the Hook Stomp. The Hook Stomp duration.
I mean,
he landed so many 3-man stuns in this game.
He has landed some fantastic Who Stomps. That extra second and a half could have made the difference in sort of killing the Terrorblade. So that extra bit of disable. But we'll see which way XXS does choose to go.
How's our buybacks looking? So we've got, it's just the Terrorblade for 6 minutes and the Undying for 4 minutes. Besides that, Linus is back up very soon.
Oh. Sleep setup here. ASTER. They can look to fight this, but the Yules is going to be there on XXS, cancelling any chance for him to get the Who Stomp follow-up. Boogie's able to walk away.
It's a level 25 Undying too, so he's got the Reincarnate. So that's potential for 3 Tombstones.
And he's nearly got that beautiful item that I'm surprised we don't see a little more often on the Undying.
Yeah, especially when he went the
the
Reincarnate.
Scepter.
Imagine he went the -2-second decay cooldown on top.
True, he didn't go for the talent with it, but I don't think I've I mean, I must have said something, but we
It's
rarely
so
see an Aghanims on the Undying. But sort of in theory, it seems so strong. Is there a reason why? Is it just sort of when we see Undyings, you don't normally get to this point of a game? Or
Exactly.
This is just one of the more farmed Undyings, even though it's still second lowest on the net worth. It's just not a common portion where you see an Undying with the luxury to buy those items. Or Sylar, he's in. Two-man Chrono successfully dropped down with the Laguna Blade. They burst down Armel. Armel buys back immediately. Retreat from Sylar as they do get back. Supernova goes off onto the two of them, but TNC will still be happy to fight if Armel can find a Chrono opportunity. Sorry, an RP opportunity. Chrono's still down, of course, for a very long time now. No refresher shard or anything of the sorts. 100 seconds without it for Sylar. Is by the pit. XXS will start the attempt to get a fight going. Tims forces down to the low ground. Sylar, he can still punch like a madman, but no Chrono.
Tombstone's down inside the pit.
They're into the pit. Gabby's making short work of the Roche as well. They do have Supernova available. They dive in. Don't quite yet look to commit it. Now they'll go for it from the high ground. Sylar jumps forward. He's trying to get into the Roche, trying to steal this away. Will he be able to do it? No. Gabby grabs the Aegis. They did manage to get the refresher shard, Sylar, though, so Sylar can get off another Chrono if he wishes to do so. Light Strike Laguna comes down onto Gabby. Can they kill him the once? There's the time that's giving him a little bit of help, but there's the Chrono onto the two. They'll take Gabby down once. They'll be able to pick up the Ogre. Can they kill Gabby a second time? Ninja Boogie falls. He's got the reincarnation talent. Sylar committing onto Gabby, but Gabby's got the BKB. The reflection's out, ready to go. He's killed off Sylar. Turns towards XXS. XXS surrounded. The Houston comes out onto the two of them, but he's so damn low. The Spirit Vessel bringing him down pretty low here as well. Does get the hill back up by the cheese. He's got that hard as well. A lot of HP to beat through, but not an impossible amount as Gabby has the damage. Takes down XXS's center as well. A double kill for Gabby. As Aster, they got into the pit, but they couldn't take Roshan. They couldn't take the Aegis. They did grab the refresher shard, but even with that Chrono coming in time, it wasn't quite enough to securely win the team fight. Gabby still lives.
These fights are absolute chaos to keep track of. Cuckoo I think he got 2 time lapses off during it. I don't believe there was a Sunder. There was 2 Lagunas as well on top of the Terra Blade. He used the Ethereal Blade too. I mean, it's getting crazy.
Yeah, I'm looking to see Baboka get the Ags now, but they need more saves on the side of Aster. He's nearly got the money for it.
It's also just the resets as well. And
so does the sense on XX says he's got to spend some gold. He's got 5.3k net worth that he's sitting on. Not net worth, sorry, gold in the bank. He needs that extra item for these fights.
So many items. TNC now they just keep killing. Now they claimed all the bounty runes, so some more gold going their way. We see Kuko's queued up an Octarine, so yep, all around these time lapses. And it seems like it's these pressure for like Sylar to get these perfect chronos now is becoming more of a thing as Gabby. This Terrorblade. I didn't think he'd got to be able to make it this far, but we're hitting 60 minutes now already.
Gabby on the TB. I mean, just look at this farm. This has got to be some of the most farm we've seen on a Terrorblade. I mean, this has to be the most farmed Terrorblade right today. And we've seen a lot of Terrorblades in the field. 47,000 net worth. Nearly 1,000 CS. And 60 minutes in. Gabby is having the time of his life as a carry player this match.
TNC has double RP ready. How is all our other... I'm just trying to keep track of all the refreshers. So we got 55 on Lina, 35 on Phoenix, 81 on Weaver, 101 on Terrorblade. Everyone's got a refresher.
I like this, but I'm not sure about it. I mean, Gabby, he's going for the Rapier. I don't know if he needs to, though. I mean, I feel like you get a Daedalus, you're going to kill people just as easy.
Oh, there he bought it.
There it finally is as well. The Aghanim Scepter on XXS. I really feel that we're going to see this make a huge difference in the fights. So I was surprised that he didn't get it earlier. He's got it now. He has got that Aghanim Stampede ready to play. But yeah, Gabby. We'll see if he does go in on that Rapier purchase. He's holding on to just the Demon Edge in his backpack for now. XXS.
Chrono.
Focus Sylar. Gets the Chrono onto the two of them. Straight away looks to get the easier target, but there's the time lapse save from outside. He can't get the kill. Sylar has to back off with the Time Walk. Tim's still alive, forced out to the side. The Supernova does get the two of them. RP from Armel comes out, but it's only onto a Bane. Sylar can recommit though with the BKB as they've taken down 3 members of TNC. TNC, they're crumbling amongst this fight. Armel's caught out. Sylar goes back and gets the bash off. 4 dead on TNC.
He used the time lapse for the Ogre?
He did, yeah. Used it on the Ogre in the Chrono.
No.
Felt confident with the sort of the opportunities of maybe having the time for the second one, but Refresher is not up for 10 seconds. He didn't have a second time lapse. In the mid lane, they just throw away another life. That's Cuckoo dead. He does have buyback. He was just desperately sort of trying to keep them away from the base, because you look at the buybacks to TNC, what's sort of the timings on this?
30 seconds on TB is the important one.
That's the big one. They are going to have Gabby back up.
But it's just going to be Gabby versus a whole lineup. They don't have Mag. They don't have Magnus. They don't have meta.
Oh, this is looking rough for TNC.
That fight was literally everything went wrong for them. They solo RP'd a Bane. He got insta-uled afterwards. They time-lapsed an Ogre. Sylar got a great Chrono Spear to start it.
I think ASTER can just go for the close-up here now.
I think so too.
I don't see TNC being able to do anything to stop this one now.
They've got the buyback now. Ninja Boogie, he's starting to build up the decays. He's got Crimson Guard 2 to block some damage on the throne.
But Sylar's not messing around. He's just hitting the Ancients. So is XXS. Is there really anything that TNC can do to stop this? There is not. As the Ancient will fall, GG is called.